So as we're waiting for folks to file in, if you have any questions for Shannon, feel free to enter them in that Q&A, and we'll kick things off in just a minute. So if you're just joining, just feel free to enter any questions you have in that Q&A panel, and we'll get started in just a couple of minutes. All right, 12:21, let's kick things off. So someone in the session just asked a good question about, is there any other types of trends you're seeing for event professionals to go into a different career, or what types of options do you think would be a good fit?
Yeah, I think that it's hard to see trends at this point. This turn of events really started happening in March, and so we're all on the edge of our seat waiting to see when things open up and what will become available. So I don't know of any trends that I've observed necessarily, because the clients that I've worked with have been, one-off cases. I would suggest to that person who asked the question, to focus on the population that you want to serve. So yes, people who are in the hospitality industry or event planners are often people who want to serve and help others and bring people together and connect people. But if you are making this career pivot to a new career, a new profession, I would have to think creatively, of course, because it might be that you have to create your own job description, your own title. But when you're thinking about what to pivot into, I would recommend thinking about the population that you want to serve. So actually in the chat, you had mentioned the elderly. So certainly the elderly are in need still, and that is one possibility. Another population, it's not quite hospitality, like when we think of vacationers and going to fancy resorts, but when we think of people with addictions, they are still in need of going to rehab clinics, and that's one population that some people might be very interested in serving. Obviously, so we're talking about elders, we're talking about addicts, we're talking about children. What is the population of the people that you want to serve, and maybe work backwards from that. That would be one suggestion. So I'd be interested to hear what population or populations you're very passionate about serving.
Yeah, that's a great point. I know when we were working together, you encouraged me to kind of, seek out people in need in the healthcare industry, because that was something that I was considering, and, trying to hone in on that population that I wanted to work with was helpful. And even just going out and volunteering and, getting that firsthand experience, and maybe it's not something that I ended up wanting to do, but it was a great suggestion to kind of try and focus on what I was trying to look for.
Right. So who do you want to serve? And then obviously, where is the need? Who needs you?
Yeah.
And looking at, trends, like obviously staying connected to what you're seeing on job boards and what you're hearing from people you're networking with, and reading the newspaper and any source of real-time information.
Great. I just wanted to say, for any attendees who are listening, I had a really cool event fortitude background, and it made my hair transparent. So that's why I am in a white background, but we're rolling with the punches today, and I thought that this would be a better option than hair transparency. So just a little side note there. So another question that I have for you is, how can we be marketing ourselves for roles outside of events? So I know that when we were working together, we did a lot of work on my LinkedIn and things like that. So is there any particular tips you have on, kind of rebranding or even just, branding ourselves to approach a new job?
Yeah, I think that people ultimately hire people that they feel like they know, like, and trust, like we said that before. So starting with your immediate network makes it less scary and less overwhelming when you think of how many competitors are out there. The competition is maybe increased and higher now that so many are unemployed. So, of course, continue your job search and look at job posts and market yourself on LinkedIn and social media. You can go as far as building your own website or even creating ads about you and your capability and putting them on Facebook. But then always getting back to the basics. And the basics are, what relationships do I have? What solid relationships do I have, whether it's family or friends, and getting the word out there. I mean, it might not be the sexy answer, to just start with your friends and family and colleagues, but really making them know that you're on the market. Now on LinkedIn, they have that feature, the green ring around your profile photo. Some people feel that feels a little desperate and they don't want to do it, or some people say, yeah, this is a way of indicating to people that I am ready and willing, to be hired. So if you want to be that obvious, I don't think there's any shame in that. And but if there isn't a visual indicator like that, how are people going to know? So getting creative, making phone calls, sending an email, making a social media post. Hey, I'm looking, and here's what I want to focus on. So again, being creative, but getting back to basics.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I will say, I was a little unsure about that green LinkedIn circle. I was like, I don't know if I want to call attention to it. How long is this green circle going to be on my picture? Like, what? I don't know. But I put it up there and I noticed a lot more pickup in my my profile views. And I also was reached out to by a recruiter, and I've been interviewing for, it's a temp job, but I've still been interviewing for that role. So it honestly did help me. And, I can't say that will be the case across the board, but it definitely helped me. I'm not sure how long I'll leave it up there. Hopefully I'll get a job soon, but it was helpful to have that visual indicator.
Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that it worked. And yeah, along with that, putting that visual indicator, there is an option to say, yes, I'm open to recruiters. So I love the idea that this is people's jobs, to find you a job. So working with staffing agencies, working with recruiters, headhunters, reach out to as many, again, building that positive, uplifting network.
Yeah. Thank you. So we have 2 quick minutes, or a little under. So this is a good question for you because you've started your own business with Whole You, and I know there are a lot of folks right now who are considering a freelance work, or trying to start their own business. So what tips would you give someone who is thinking about that?
Wow. How much time do you have? We only have 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Really fast answer.
A whole other day-long summit, and surely there are others about that, focusing on entrepreneurship and being your own boss and contractor. But I would say the number one thing now, being 8 years into this life of an entrepreneur and a solo entrepreneur, is the number one thing is that you need to love it. And to again, that's that overlap. What am I great at? What do I love to do? Who am I serving? Who needs me? But if you don't love it, they always say this is a cliche, if it's just about money, it's not really going to work out. So you have to have a deeper drive. And, to quote Winston Churchill or paraphrase, it's really never, ever giving up, because you will see so many obstacles. So being committed is not giving up ever, even though you'll have lots of excuses, but just eyes on the prize, always recommit to the true mission of what you're doing. That's a simplification. I could say a million other things. I'm happy.
That's okay. Well, I encourage you all to reach out to Shannon and connect with her. You can visit her website at wholeyou.info. I know this is a fast moving day, so I need to hop off so we can get into the next session. But thank you so much, Shannon, for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
All right. Bye, guys. We'll see you at the next session.